Hey, ladies and gents, boys and girls, this is the Scramble Podcast. It's episode 34, the Valero Texas Open. I am joined by T. Dutcher and Justin Fine. Fellas, what's up?
I've never heard anyone address me as T. Dutcher.
No, that's good.
The Dutchman.
The Dutchman, yeah. No, we're good. We're back at it. Another weekend in the books, right? Valero coming up. You is this where you got your first?
So this was
win
our
last
first
year?
outright last year, right? Me and
Yeah.
you? Both Jordan, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a quick, because coming into last year, he was bad. So he had great odds.
Right.
I think he was like 20-something to 1,
Well,
wasn't
we
he?
were just starting out, and we were just both Jordan Spieth fans, so we were like, all right, we're just gonna bet this.
And
guy
I am
every week.
still actually, and you're
Right.
and you're actually retired.
No,
Jordan
well,
Spieth.
I'm self. I wouldn't let's take everything I say with a grain of salt in this room, on this show.
Everything
right?
with a grain of grass.
I can be reactionary. I have emotions, not Will Smith emotions. I'd say I'm
Oh,
more
that's
than that.
great hot topic.
Wow.
We need Timmy memes on Twitter and Instagram to make some Will Smith memes.
I think I made one meme in our existence, and that's just my nickname here.
Yeah, but you were good at it.
I don't know.
No, you used to send memes in the group chat that were very
Yeah.
good, but
I'm
they
just
never
afraid
saw
to
the light
put-
of day.
I'm afraid to put them online.
Yeah, but like you said, it's a pseudo. It's not even you.
That's true. I can just those people will know it's me.
No one
That's
knows.
a good point.
Speaking of which, you got to go follow our Instagram and Twitter because Tim's on the Twitter and it's been ramping up. And now, obviously, Dell Technologies, tough to have a real card. We kind of glanced over that. Also, all the major golf, handicapper and stuff like that, they did the same thing we did. They were like, I'm not going to give you advice because match play is sort of a crapshoot.
The only real beneficial advice that was out there is from our boy Rick. He basically dissected the bracket, and it's mainly for like DraftKings DFS players, but the way he did that was pretty cool. Basically, 90% of lineups were dead in the water already because your guys couldn't get the final four.
Yeah.
Because of the way you pick your players, which was kind of cool. But I mean, I didn't really bet.
Yeah, I think I took Sergio outright, and he lost the tiebreaker there to Colin. That sucked. Good noise, Andy.
I had Lucas Herbert, who looked like he was going to come out of his group, and I don't know his name. Tashima to something.
Takumi Kanaya?
Takumi Kanaya, just from the clouds, came out of that group.
I also thought that he was Kurt Kitayama in the
There you
beginning
go.
because Kurt was leading
Yeah.
a couple tournaments ago.
Kurt was that was the tournament Shane Lowry bombed it at the end, right? What was it? Who won that tournament?
The Honda? Sepp Straka.
Yes, correct.
Anyways, spring has sprung.
It has.
And I got the itch already. It's golf season up here, officially. Even though today's randomly like 15 degrees. Don't know what that's about. But Justin was in New York City all weekend, the Big Apple. What was going on there? I know big things for Hedge Better. What can you tell us?
Yeah, quick little business trip up to New York. We met with a company called Pioneer Applications. Shout out Pioneer Applications. Shout out Phil. And I think those are going to be the lucky winners that build the Hedge Better platform. So we're looking at getting that going hopefully soon. And from the time we start, in a roughly give or take 6 months or so, we should have a finished sports book for you guys.
I can't wait. And by then, the Massachusetts, everywhere else that you're listening to this across the country that we see on our Spotify, you guys can already gamble on those cool apps. We can't do that yet.
That's correct.
So soon enough, I think the Senate is getting their head out of their ass, and they'll approve that. And on other New England news, the Bruins are nasty, and the Celtics are also sick, but now Rob Williams is out.
Well,
3 to 4 weeks. Right?
Yeah. Yes, it could be longer. It could be more like 6. But the Celtics are somehow find a way to win with guys injured.
They got, 4 out of the last 5 by 20?
But it's just like almost has an adverse effect. But they're ripping it up right now.
It's so fun to watch.
Jaylen Brown is the most underrated basketball player.
You think he's underrated?
Correct. NBA first team.
Wow.
How about you put? This is ridiculous.
No, go.
Give me Jalen and Tatum, NBA first team.
Both of them.
Love it.
The big debate in Boston is like, if you had to ship out one of them, everybody said get rid of Jalen. I think now that's an interesting conversation.
I've always been get rid of Tatum.
Really?
Yep.
All right. We can talk about that on our basketball podcast.
That's also like there's an attitude component.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm with you. let's get into it, guys. It's the Surf and Turf Golf Course to Coast recap. The boys got their Surf and Turf golf gear. Last week, we dropped the interview with Taylor Artman of Surf and Turf Golf. If you haven't listened to that, that's a quick one, 25 minutes. That's a commute for most of you. Knock that out.
Great guy.
Promo code. Oh, the guy's the best.
Follow him on Instagram.
Oh,
His
good
Instagram
follow.
is very inspirational.
Good follow. It's promo code Scramble20 at checkout to get 20% off your order. And look, we are sitting in this studio. We talked about the last golfer that came world number one, and now we get to talk about it again. It doesn't happen often that these things flip-flop, but we're about to be into an era of where the world number one is going to change every few weeks, or week to week even.
Yep.
Scottie Scheffler, your new world number one, defeats Kevin Kisner 4-3 in the final round of match play. Joins Tiger, JT, Brooksy, DJ as some notable Americans at number one, becoming the 25th in modern history. I don't know when they started keeping that, but 25 of them must have been at least the 70s and 80s, right, before Tiger.
I would imagine so.
And look, 2 months ago, the guy had no wins. And he was in that conversation of like, is he the best golfer with no wins on tour? Mm-hmm. There's a few guys still left that are like that. And now he's got 3 wins and a fucking Brinks truck of money.
Yeah, it's just there's such a luck component that comes into like winning a golf tournament too. The fact that he's won 3 in like 45 days is incredible.
You know how hard it is to win one golf tournament?
He's got that it factor, like we talk about strokes gained stones. This guy's got massive cojones.
His back has to hurt carrying around those stones.
I mean, he's closing out golf tournaments and not like this last. What did he end up beating Kisner by?
4-3. Yeah. Finished him off. Didn't need all 18.
Come on.
Just needed 15.
Just never wavered.
He was down for 1 hole on Sunday. Played 32 holes. He was trailing at 1 hole, and I believe that was to DJ.
Yep.
Because he was always up against Kiz. And I was telling them pre-show, like, I'm at my other job, and I'm waiting for Kisner to tie it up before I could take Scotty, because that's when his odds would be the best. Oh, and that didn't happen.
Nope.
So I he went from minus 150 to minus 320 to then he was 3 up, and he was minus 500 to win. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, this isn't worth it now. But he reaches world number one 42 days after his first win. To put that into context for those of you at home, Tiger Woods did that 252 days after his first win became world number one. And the next guy after that was David Duval. 300 and something days after, 530 days after his first win. I mean, doing this in 6 weeks is legit insane.
It is nuts.
And he was the 12th man on the U.S. Ryder Cup team. People forget. He was the last guy in.
I mean, I was arguing he shouldn't have.
Yeah,
been on the team.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So,
and then he buried John Rahm in match play on the last day. We should have seen this coming maybe after that performance.
Probably.
Are we idiots?
I mean, speaking of John Rahm though, he doesn't look great.
Something's up.
He's had some big time bloopers.
Something's up.
Some shank Roonies.
There was a nice little what do they call it, trap hook out of the bunker, where he just completely covered the ball. The announcers are like, there must have been a rock in his way. No. Those bunkers are perfect.
Yeah.
Covers the ball straight into the water. Mm-hmm. And then he's like looking around like, I don't know what happened. Hey, that's the stuff that I do.
Right.
Welcome to municipal golf.
Yeah, that's South Shore Country Club on a Saturday.
When we do our Masters stuff next week, he's going to be, I think we're going to have to talk about him for a little bit, because I'm out.
I'm out on him. I bet him in I think I bet him probably once since we resumed.
Because I remember you're like, you were like, for us to make it worth it, he's going to win 1 out of 6 tournaments every time he plays them.
He's not even close to that right now.
And because of the way the official world golf ranking happens to be, he'll be in the top 3, for months and months to come, because it's aggregate, right? Over a couple of 2 years, big wins. The majors that he won helps, because that's like 1.5 times the number of points, things like that. But I am worried about the guy. Didn't play well. Didn't really sniff this. Scotty Scheffler takes down DJ 3-1, Kisner 4-3. Led the tournament in strokes gained tee to green, and he's the youngest winner of the event ever.
He could also pull away a little bit in the golf rank. I mean, so John Rahm's second, right?
Yep.
He's been sputtering. Colin Morikawa's shown some signs of weakness for the first time in probably 12 months. Victor, though, is just scorching hot. He's 4th still, but the around the green stuff kills him.
I think Victor, though, is going to sit there for a while, because those DP wins, although not as big as like the PGA,
wins.
they're still wins. Yeah.
Then you got Cantlay, Cam Smith, JT. This is a fun
DJ's
top 10.
right there.
DJ, Rory, Xander. Xander gets 2 wins because he never misses cuts and is always in the top 20. He could. I mean, this is fun.
Yeah, we're gonna play a little leapfrog here in the next few weeks. Kevin Kisner though, a match play machine.
Man,
what's the deal?
I have no idea. He's just some guys have that competitive spark. And it's different when you're playing a whole field, but when it's just you and me out there, there's gamesmanship there.
He's an intimidating dude.
Yeah.
I know he's not the biggest dude, but I don't think I want him staring me down while I putt.
Ain't no hobby's like a top 5 catchphraase of all time.
Unbelievable.
It's sick.
Especially because he was absolutely bombed up when he said it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look, he's such a dog, has an insane match play record. The guy's lost, I think, less than 5 matches.
Yep.
And now you got to talk about it. We'll save this for right now. Ryder Cup, President's Cup, is he a guy? He shows you that when golf courses don't need absurd distance, that he's in it every week.
Yeah. It's funny because we literally had the same conversation for the Ryder Cup. I mean, I thought he should have been included, but obviously now with the war, I had him over Scottie Scheffler. That's wrong. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of talk on Twitter too about because this debate kept coming back up, and people were like, "No, well, he's only good at like this course and like a few like if the President's Cup was hosted here, maybe." But like, there's courses for horses, but at a certain point, it's like if this guy's winning match play events at this clip, he's just good at when it's 1-on-1. Or
even I mean 2-on-2 when they play like the alternate shot and shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just a different game.
He's never out of it. I think that's what he said in his post. Like he's like
he waits for you to make a mistake and then you're fucked.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that. He's such a demon. Mm-hmm. DJ and Brooks though, pretty good weeks. Brooks, I was glad to see him have another good week because he's been Jekyll and Hyde for us. We don't know what Brooks we're getting.
Yeah, I don't even think Brooks knows what Brooks you're getting.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true. Also, awesome interaction between him and Lowry after he beat Shane.
Oh, yeah.
He goes to shake his hand. Shane Lowry's like, no.
Brooks is... You need that kind of a guy in the PGA Tour.
But we can never know what we're going to get. He might win that. He might win the Masters next week.
Well, it's an effort thing, right? I mean, he says it. He's like, I just don't care about certain tournaments. Okay.
Dude, he legit missed the cut up here at TPC Boston and then was like out at Encore that night.
Like if Brooks was in this field today with the Masters next week, there's no chance I'm touching him.
No. Corey Connors, though, our guy, good week.
He's back.
Dude.
He's back, man.
Wasn't putting terribly. I mean, he got beat by kids, so so be it.
This drives me fucking insane. So like we're just 2 kids who started a golf podcast last year.
Yep.
Paul Azinger is on the broadcast saying Corey Connors has always been a good putter, but now you're seeing his tee to... Like, I knew this 2 weeks in, that Corey Connors is one of the worst putters on the PGA Tour. He's always just been a good ball striker. How can that's this guy's job. How do you fuck that up?
Zing was a pro, dude. Think about it.
It's like every week. I don't know.
I know.
These announcers are...
We put it in our group text. I'm like, I think it's time to cancel anything that Paul Azinger says.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of them. It's just like... It's your... Dude, I understand there's 120 some odd people in the field, but you're not talking about some Corn Ferry Tour bum. Corey Connors is like... He's been performing well on the PGA Tour for 2 years. You should know that he's a ball striker.
Top 20 in the world for 2 years.
Yeah, it's just like I don't understand that.
Yeah, he goes, always been, what was it? Always been a great around the green guy on the green. No,
like that's literally the opposite.
It's the worst part of his game. Mm-hmm. And if he had that part of his game, he'd be in the conversation for world number 1.
Correct.
He's awesome off the tee, and he crushes like 5, 6, 7 irons. It's awesome.
Yep.
Got a sweet swing, too. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about Scotty. The reason why people should be loving this is that he's not this Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau robot golfer. He's a feel guy.
Right.
He swings it funny. You look at his swing, you're like, I don't know how he kind of, when he follows through, his feet are moving, his body's like all contorted, but it's so soft. He's got great touch, great feel. But then he can there were a couple, those shorter par 4s at Austin, he was hitting bombs, and he can control it.
Yeah.
I think people that are kind of just getting into golf, you should be a fan of Scotty Scheffler because the way he does it. Mm-hmm. He's not this ripped up, in the gym sort of thing where it's this new age golf athlete. He's exactly what good golfers were before Tiger.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started playing golf, I looked up like Adam Scott, like guys that were similar in my height, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna swing it like these guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to, but then you take away that like a lot of these players have like unique hitches and different things, but you want to look like Justin Thomas does when he swings a golf club, or Adam Scott, but it's not always advantageous.
No, and look at Scotty doing it. I love this. Mav McNeely, though, your boy, talk about this.
Yeah, man, he gets into the tournament because Sam Burns WDs, and the first round he plays, he beats Neiman 8-6. So for those at home, that means he won 8 holes and they had 6 left to play. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
That's nice. The first alternate just takes it to a guy who won on one of the toughest courses on the PGA Tour 3 weeks ago. Hey, good for you, Mav.
I mean,
but we've been talking about Mav McNeely for how many weeks now?
But he could be like how we were early on. We were early on Corey. We were a little early on Seamus Power. Like, there's some guys here. Like, I'm not.
Abe Answer made us so much money last year.
Same thing. I'm not done with Mav.
I'm gonna keep betting. He's gonna get a win this year.
That's right.
Keep betting him.
And then you go on. This is your fight.
What? Which one? Paul Casey. Jesus Christ. Paul Casey concedes. This was like, if you play daily fantasy sports, which many of you may not, but DraftKings, like, the way it works is, for the match play event, you get points for your players for every hole they don't play. So Paul Casey comes out for 2 holes, concedes, and then Corey gets the win for all of those holes not played. So basically, he fucked a ton of people over. And on top of that, like, forget the betting aside, dude, what just happened on those 2 holes? You got back spasms suddenly on that second hole? I would imagine that he was in pain all week.
He tried to push it.
Yeah, but you have to be conscious, especially in a tournament like this. Let an alternate play. Dude, it's match play. You just fucked over 3 different guys.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I know. You think of a guy like Mike Vasecki, even our guy Morgan. He could have been, Morgan was a couple spots off in qualifying. That could have been his spot.
Yeah, it's just, I just think that's why. In an event like, he made Alex Noren go shoot his first shot.
So that's my question. So is that because the match doesn't count if he doesn't if someone doesn't tee off?
No,
how does
he
this
could
work?
have just conceded it. Paul Casey just waited until the last second. He went to the range. He waited until the last possible second and then said, I can't give it a go. Like, I've never had an injury where, like, 1 second before the game, I was like,
Well, that I don't understand. If you felt like shit on the range, but he didn't even tee off, is what I don't get.
Yeah,
So he just sees Noren pipe one and goes, nah, never mind. I don't know.
I just think it's so strange. But, and then on top of that, it's not like he WD'd on Wednesday for the whole tournament. Like, you come back the next day, and then he didn't bring it to this extent on Friday, but ended up conceding that. It's just like,
I don't get it.
It's very odd, but it really fucked over a lot of people.
So this brings us to our next thing. Should golf have an injury report?
Yes, I think it should. Like any other sport. On Monday or Tuesday even, you should have to disclose. I mean, obviously last-second injuries happen, but I think you should have to disclose if you're, like, working through an injury.
Yeah. Jason Day used to do that.
Know.
Jason Day used to be like, yeah, I'm having a tough go with my vertigo this week.
Every other sport does it.
Yeah,
Why is that so hard for golf to do?
That's a good point. I just don't understand the whole, like, him withdrawing when they played. It doesn't benefit anyone. It just buries. You should. I mean, Justin, it's literally like if you picked like the Red Sox because Sale was starting and then Sale came out after throwing 3 pitches, and you're like, God damn it!
Yeah,
I shouldn't have bet the
Yeah,
Red Sox.
that'd be brutal.
Like,
and it's been, if I didn't know that Sale was potentially injured,
right?
Going
no,
into
not a
it,
clue.
I'd be like,
That's the thing, dude. If you had Paul Casey's questionable this week because of back spasms,
no one will pick him.
I'm not picking him. And your alternate is like, okay, so I have a legit shot of getting in. And said Paul Casey waits, actually plays the tournament. I don't know. I just think that's crappy.
I mean, PGA Tour, get an injury report, and then let's talk about our guy Dick Bland.
Yeah, who is that?
Remember when
Start with that.
What was he leading, the Open?
I have no idea.
What was that? He was leading one of the majors after the first day, second day even. And remember he had his I think we talked about this on one of our episodes. Whatever his like club logo was on his hat. They were getting so many calls to the pro shop asking if they could buy the hat. And they were like, this is just where he belongs. Like we're not like that.
What a life.
What was he leading? I don't even remember.
I
But like
have no idea.
sneaky, not a bad. I mean, the guy's top 50 in the world, and he's like he can play on the Champions Tour like in a year.
Yeah.
I think he's 49. And then another guy, Takumi Kanaya.
Dude, there was the hot like sleeper was out of that group. Who was it? I forget. But he rolled through his group out of nowhere. I think he beat. I need to look this up.
Makes a nice paycheck for being. I mean, he has to be top 64 in the world, so maybe we should know who he is.
Yeah, that's where these events that they play like overseas and things, just like they skirt right by my because we just don't follow it.
That's right.
He had Xander in his group, Tony Finau and Lucas Herbert. Lucas Herbert was like a trendy long shot this week. I had him as well. But Takumi Kanaya. Who knew?
And then just to wrap this up, we talk about a lot of these golf courses that people play. You know, we had the one a couple weeks ago where we were like, does the PGA have a scoring problem? Because these courses are, you know, fairway, green, 2-putt, 1-putt. Austin Country Club that they played, it's a hard golf course, and it's like a fun layup.
Yeah.
This needs to be not just match play. My petition to the tour is to put a tournament at this place. Like, remember when they played at oh my God, what was the random creek place that they played last year in place of something else? Remember? Oh my God, it's in Texas.
Its first year, right?
Why did they? And the winner was 28 under.
I don't know.
Like, why aren't they playing at Austin where they know it's hard? I don't know.
Yeah.
Things like that. That kind of bugs me. That'll do it though. Scottie Scheffler. Hey, hats off to the young man. And a nice little emotional moment. His dad gives him a hug. He says, "Hey, Scott." Also, it's kind of weird. Why does he go Scotty, Scott? I don't know. It's probably like my mom calling me Andrew. I don't know.
Yeah, my whole family calls me TJ.
What?
See?
Did you know that?
TJ?
That he's TJ?
Yeah.
I've never heard you call him TJ.
Well, we don't call him TJ.
Nobody calls me TJ but my like childhood neighbors and my family.
You're not a TJ to me. Ever.
I was.
Dude.
Until I rolled into elementary school and there was another TJ on the block who happens to be a good friend now, but he basically said, like,
Burn.
I heard you're telling people that your name's TJ. And I said, yeah.
And then you guys fought.
He said, that's me. I'm TJ. And he had, like, our other buddy Derek with him. It was a big, I was like, okay, you can have the name. I don't care. Nobody calls me by my first name anyways.
Timothy Joseph? Timothy John?
Timothy John. But everyone calls me Dutcher anyways.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, TJ.
See, I always thought it was...
Now he's an adult named TJ.
Yeah.
What's the joke
Tough.
now?
Yeah, exactly.
See, I always thought it was for Tim Jr.
No. Timothy John Dutcher Jr.
See, I'm to my mom, I'm AJ. I'm Andrew Joseph. But everybody thinks it's because my dad's Andrew, too. They think it's Andrew Jr. I'm like, oh, no. Yeah.
Yep.
But again, no one... Well, that's literally nobody. At least your family called you TJ. That's big.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. All right, Tej. Let's get into some general golf presented by Links In. Guys, join Links In Golf today. You can play fantasy, which I'm putting out in the next few weeks. It's like joining a golf club on your phone. What's better than that? Wherever you go, hit up guys on the app. Say, hey, you're my handicap. You like to have a few cigars, have a few beers on the course. Sounds like we'd make a good match. Let's set up a tee time. Nothing better, guys. It's a no-brainer. All of us are members. You got to do it. But let's talk about Phil. The rumor is on the internets that Augusta National's not letting him in for whatever comments. I don't know. And kind of funny because they're just like the most snobby, rich golf course thing, and they're dishing out judgment.
Yeah, what a weird cult they live in. Like what they did to Tiger. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Obviously, Augusta is like the golf course.
The Mecca.
Like you ask anybody, that's where they want to play. That's their dream. But they're so like
snooty.
It's a lot.
I don't get it. But he's not playing. We haven't had a Phil-less Masters since, ever, right? He plays every year, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's played every year for a long time.
And even the 90s. And even sometimes he's not, the best informed, but he always plays well. He's an Augusta guy.
Yeah, course for course. That's a case of just turning it on in the big moments. I think Phil loves the lights.
Phil loves to gamble too.
I think Phil could go full heel here.
You think he needs to lean into it?
I think he might. I don't know. He seems like kind of a wild card.
I wonder if he'll go to the LIV Golf, which a great
Probably.
segue.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you caught this. Greg Norman does an interview on another one of the greatest golf podcasts going, Golf Subpar, with Drew Stoltz and the Sleaze, two former pros. And they ask him they didn't get into like the feud stuff, but they chose not to because they're like, we don't want our pod to be about like,
Right.
fighting and doing what. But they asked him about what they're calling it Saudi Golf League. It's also funny in the beginning of the interview they called it the SGL, and Greg Norman was like, no, it's called LIV Golf.
What does LIV mean though?
It's got to be an acronym for something. It's just LIV. I don't know. But basically he says, look, at first we wanted this to be a competing tour. And they immediately realized with the backlash and the player that was never going to happen. They couldn't do it. So now it's, hey, there's going to be 8 events. We're going to build it around all the big tournaments. So, the DJs, the Scotties, they can all play in the normal tour stuff week to week. But they say, hey, if you want, you're more than welcome to play our LIV Golf events. They're also they're in America, they're in Europe, in Asia. Like, they're all over the place, the 8 of them. There's actually one in Boston at the International.
Wow, that's pretty sweet. Isn't that like
Wait, but they're part of the Saudi Golf League?
So no, Saudi Golf League technically doesn't exist. It's called LIV Golf. It's funded by some Saudi government agency, which is where all these controversial comments are coming from. Not the greatest place on earth.
Dude, they couldn't find.
I'm sure someone
Clinton, Mass.
Yeah, man, that's our sick track though.
Is it?
Yeah, the International.
Clinton.
Yeah. But they're building around the major tournaments, and there's a team play aspect to it. Fields of 48. So there's not only your individual 48 golfers, it's also 12 teams of 4. And every night before, so it's 3 rounds instead of 4. So on Thursday nights, there's a draft of team captains, and they pick their squads. That's all televised. I kind of love it.
That's sick.
So they're making this, it's a fanfare thing.
Yeah.
Get the people involved. It's going to be a fun little, like, oh, you picked that guy, you got picked, you're Mr. Irrelevant, you got picked last. You know what I mean? Things like that, guys. They want it to be that the big players can show their personalities, is ultimately what he was saying.
Yeah.
I want Roy, I want DJ to not pick, Brooksy because he wants to play against him. Things like that. There's individual rewards. Everybody gets paid, dude. So that's the big draw for these guys. The major issue with that is, so say they're going to invite the top probably 80 golfers in the world to all these tournaments, and when they don't go in or they say no, who are the next guys that go? Is it world golf ranking guys? Like a guy like Anirban Lahiri would never get a shot at that. You know what I'm saying? He's 300 something in the world. So an issue that they're going to have to figure out is like these invites, when the major players aren't going, who's getting the call here? Because that last place money for that 300th golfer in the world, like James Nicklaus would be a fringe guy to play in this, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That last place money is tens of thousands of dollars just for playing.
And that might have to be their pivot. Like, forget most of these big guys. Most of them have sworn their allegiance to the PGA Tour. Like, just go and get like Korn Ferry Tour guys. Go and get some of these guys that have good personalities that are on these, the mini tours.
It's an interesting thing when you dishing out. The winners you're going to clean up every week. It's an insane amount of money. The part they didn't ask on the interview is where the money came from, because I felt like that would be a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
He just says, "Oh, we have a lot of investors and companies." There's got to be some dirty oil money,
100%.
right? Am I wrong?
100%. Yeah. And one thing I saw too was they were getting a lot of slack for like even having him on. Do people not want, even if you're an opponent to it, do you not want to like hear what he has to say?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
CEO of the thing.
It's not like they're promoting it. They're like, this is a huge topic in the world of golf. Like, let's hear from the guy who's organizing it.
And I would want to know right from the source.
It's not like I changed my. It's not like I'm like, oh, I love LIV Golf now. But it was nice to hear like his idea of what it is, and not just the controversialness of like where it came from.
And not to mention that I think they're going all in on production.
Sure. Yeah.
So they grabbed the old producer of Fox NFL Sunday, and they said, "You guys do a great job. Come produce our stuff." So I wish I could remember the gentleman's name, but they got him doing all their, coordinating for the stuff. This is going to be a big, to do, which I think is great. I'm going to be so interested to see, because it's supposed to start, kind of soon.
I also think like this is off topic.
Go.
The PGA needs an All-Star weekend. They could have the best All-Star weekend of any sport ever.
Dude, like to do exactly what LIV is doing.
Like pretty
4-man draft, All-Star weekend. Yeah.
You could have any competition, long drive competition. Like that
Yeah.
would be sweet.
Oh, that'd be sick. The break the glass thing.
Skills putting,
Putting contest.
Wow.
Wow.
I would watch that.
I'd watch that
100%.
1,000%. Imagine the gambling possibilities on
That's
that.
what I mean.
Holy shit. Justin, write
Dude,
that down.
throw a bunch of professional golfers on a mini golf layup. Mini golf course. That would be sick.
Yeah. Or a par 3.
Yeah.
Have a whole 9-hole par 3 team contest.
You could just do so much. You could do so much with that.
I think this
that'd
is
be
a
fun.
great thing. And because it would get, and this is a great little thing too. This week was Victor Hovland and Colin Morikawa are teaming up at TPC Louisiana.
Yeah, that's fucking scary.
The legitimate, number 2, number 3, and number 4? Now it's Scotty.
John, Colin,
Victor.
3 and 4.
3 and 4 in the world teaming up for that team play event where the Australians won it last time. Cam
That's
Smith.
not fair.
That's certainly not fair. But I like
Should
that.
be like I feel like that should be.
So I'm texting my buddies. I'm going, give me Jordan and JT. Give me DJ and Brooks. I want everybody. We need that.
yeah, part of the problem is I think where does it set up on the schedule?
Louisiana, I believe it was like in the middle of the summer.
That's part of. I mean, a lot goes into these
Scheduling.
golfers picking events. Like,
Yeah.
Who dude? If I'm in the top 50, if I'm guaranteed a spot in Augusta, I don't think there's a world where I'm playing this week.
Yeah, this is. We'll get into it in a second.
Yeah.
But like this is to me, it's either a tune-up. I want to play in a tournament setting before Augusta, or my game's shit. I need to figure something out before next week.
Or it's like this course is for me, and my game is in a place where I think I can win this week, or like come top 10.
Yeah. Last 2 things before we get into TPC San Antonio. Justin, good news. Tiger Woods is he's playing golf again.
Really?
He's walking at Medalist in Florida. He's playing.
He's rumored to be on. He's like going to Augusta like this week.
So big news because he's. Oh no, it's crazy. We're talking about LIV Golf. I'm getting a call from China right now.
There we go.
You see that?
Mainland.
You see
China
that?
mainland.
You see that? They're listening. This is wild. On air. I'm getting a call from China. Plus
Should you answer
86.
it? Answer it on. Answer it on there.
Oh, I just missed it. Damn it. That would have been funny. He's supposed to be ramping up his workouts too. So maybe they've been saying this all over the internet. The only problem Tiger Woods has with playing a major tournament right now is legit walking the course.
Yeah.
He can hit all the shots, but I don't think he wants to do a John Daly and ride around in a cart at a major like he did at Kiowa.
Wait, why would he be in a cart?
So the big issue is like the endurance on his leg. So like his leg's mangled from the car accident, right?
Gotcha.
So they're saying the hardest thing is just walking for 4.5 hours straight.
It hasn't affected his swing or anything like that?
I'm sure he'll. It's also his trail leg, so it's not his pivot leg. So like it's not his left, which is a little easier because remember when he had the knee problems when he initially the video of the tee shot and he like buckles down after he hits it. That's because that's his pivot knee.
Dude, you wonder if because his old swing was a little like Scotty's at points where he'd just like his trail leg would just bail.
Yeah,
And I wonder if he goes back to like that sort of swing.
yeah. I don't know. So the hardest thing is endurance right now, and if he can walk around for 4.5 hours, if there's a bet out there that Tiger will play the Masters, we should bet that. Does that exist?
Tiger's odds are better than like some guys. I don't understand that
No.
at all. Max Homa is like 100-1. Tiger is like 50-1.
Oh, actually, I saw him tweet that. He was like, Tiger Woods is
I
better
will be
odds than
betting
me.
Max Homa to win the Masters.
He'll win it. He's a machine.
I actually think he might.
Like he said, he's one of those guys with the swing is a robot. Him and they're comparing that kid Davis Riley to Max Homa. The kid that the kid that was in first 2 weeks ago. He didn't win it, but
Max's swing is oh my god.
sick. It's legit perfect. I got a video of it on my phone, which we can't post because apparently the tour will find it and take it down. When we were at Waste Management, I got him from the rough. I was legit 5 feet away when he was hitting a shot. It's legit money. It's so nice. Last thing is, Kevin Na supposedly has a LIV Golf logo on his collar.
Yeah, somebody put a picture on Twitter and it is the logo.
So we got the Crack Man and Kevin Na off to Saudi.
Riveting TV.
Yeah, you know what's going to be funny is that the Crack Man said, I'm going to play this year and make enough money to put my kids to set up my kids for the rest of their lives, hopefully, and then I'm retiring.
Yeah. Hey.
Kind of love that out of big country.
Yeah. To each their own.
All right, Tim. Let's take me into Tpc San Antonio.
Sir. All right. So Tbc San Antonio, and forgive me, this is not my role on the podcast traditionally. So it's going to sound a little different than when Cam does it. But it's a par 72, 7,500 yard setup, but it plays a lot shorter. You get a lot of run out on these fairways. It is in Texas. Apparently, they let these fairways dry out quite a bit. So it really doesn't play that long. They traditionally have very short rough, so you're not really penalized for smaller misses. But there's big trouble if you miss big. So if you'll remember, Kevin Na's infamous 16 on a par 4.
Oh, shit, I remember that.
Was on this course.
I did not realize it was this tournament.
Kevin
Holy
Na scored
shit.
a 16 on one of these holes. I don't know if I've ever scored a 16.
I don't think I have either.
I probably have.
I feel like I could have deserved one, like on a par 5, but then I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I'll just drop one here and we'll finish.
Yeah.
10. Thanks for the 10.
Yep. So if you haven't seen that video, by the way, look it up. 3 of the 4 par 5s measure over 590 yards. There's 2 par 5s that are 600 plus yards. So even though you get lots of run out, like most guys are laying up on these, for the past winners since 2013, all led the field in par 5 scoring.
Huh.
But it's Martin Laird, not a big hitter. Jimmy Walker, not a big hitter. Charlie Hoffman, not a big hitter. Jordan Spieth, not a big hitter. That is a trend.
Huh. Okay.
So basically what that means is a lot of these guys are laying up for their third shot, but they're great wedge players from, at the time at least, from like 100 in. So the toughness of scoring is going to depend on the wind. There hasn't been much wind the last few years. So we've had scores between like 18 and 20, but traditionally it plays more like 12, 14 to 16. So I haven't looked at the weather, to be honest. So who knows?
It'll be windy, right?
Yeah, but it changes.
Or should I say gusting?
Yeah, it could change. Who knows? So past winners, 2021 Jordan Spieth. It didn't get played in 2020 because of the China virus. 2019 Corey Connors, Charlie Hoffman runner-up. 2018 Andrew Landry. 2017 Kevin Chappell. The reason I mentioned Charlie Hoffman as the only runner-up is this was referred to as a period of time, for a period of time as the Charlie Hoffman Open. He's got like 8 top 5s.
This was when, remember the soundbite of him going, I'm sick and tired of coming in second?
Yeah.
That's what this is from.
He literally, but think of who Charlie Hoffman is as a player. It's just
low
green.
Low ball flight.
Yeah.
Grinder.
Texas guy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sand saves is going to be particularly important. Rated 7th out of the 40 courses last year on the PGA Tour in sand save difficulty. So you think of a guy who's going to play well here, I think of Chris Kirk.
And let me tell you, he'll be on the card.
He will be on the card. What do you got for key stats here?
So I was reading a couple of tweets. So the caddies can't ever come out and say that they're saying these things, but they tell other people to say a caddy on the tour. So one of the tour caddies says the fairways can be missed, although they're averaging like 35 yards wide, but you can miss the fairway by 15 yards either way, and you'll be absolutely fine. But more than that, and you're absolutely fucked, was the word. Like the Kevin Na thing.
Yep.
So I'm going not just driving distance, not even fairways and regulation. I'm just saying strokes gained off the tee. I'm going to say, hey, you're in a decent spot, gaining a stroke on the field, right?
Yeah.
My next thing is line up right what you said. Sand save percentage, recovery. I'm going to mess around with a little bit of those numbers, see who I like on that third shot to get up and down. And then birdie or better. Like you said, leading the par 5 scoring. Going to have to make a bunch of birdies.
Absolutely.
And not that there's a million bunkers on the course. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. There's not a million bunkers on this course, but they're all greenside and like covering. Like there's not a lot of fairway run-up.
Right.
Which is an interesting thing. And as seen by Jordan last year, this is a weird week. I don't think you should be fooled by who plays well this week and who doesn't. I don't know if this is any indicator for who's about to hit the major swing, even when you go to RBC, which is a tougher golf course than TPC San Antonio.
I would agree.
That I don't know if I'm putting a ton of stock into who plays well here. If all of a sudden Spieth wins this week and his mojo's back, yeah, I'll carry that into Augusta because is because of his confidence, not because of his game. Like a guy, like you mentioned before we came on, Rory McIlroy.
Yep.
Why are you playing this week?
I mean, it's easy for me to say from the outside in, right? But like, I feel like if I was somebody who was already qualified for the Masters, and I was a caliber player that could legitimately go out and win the Masters, I don't know what I would be doing. Why am I here?
I don't know.
It's not even close to the same layout.
Yeah. So what are you thinking for stats? Same thing-ish?
So before I get to the stats, I had some like asterisks. So I'm going to stay away from guys, one, who went deep in the match play.
Yeah.
You just played a shit ton of fucking
We
golf.
said last week, you play 7 rounds.
Yeah. Like that's an obscene amount of golf. Scotty Scheffler withdrew from this tournament after he made it out of the round of 16. So like kind of goes to show you. And I said especially if you think they want to compete at the Masters. This doesn't apply to a lot of guys, but I think that's something to keep in mind. I think someone like McNeely would be great. Played really well in the group play, but didn't get out. He went 2-0-1, lost in a playoff to Kevin Na. That must be infuriating.
Oh, God.
My dad's calling me.
Oh.
Should I pick it up?
Yeah.
And then I just said stay away from guys with their head elsewhere. Like, i.e., Rory will not be on my card. I just can't imagine. I actually think this is a great year for Rory to make a statement and win the Masters.
8th try?
Yeah, I mean, he's been a little up and down, but he's shown some signs of being the Rory of old. Mm-hmm. Bryson, well, I won't touch Bryson. He doesn't fit well here. Hideki, I'm all set.
But those are guys I think like Hideki, Bryson, who are the other big guys playing this week. And
that's another thing. Like this field isn't crazy
like
strong.
Gary, Keegan, Tony. They need a tune-up.
Yeah.
So that's second. They need to play.
Siwoo Kim is 8th in the odds. Just tell you all you need to know.
Justin's guy.
That is Justin's guy. That's my guy.
That's right. Which is actually a good pick, though. I don't mind that.
Yeah, no, I don't either. But I'm just saying, like, this isn't the strongest.
Another guy just to keep an eye on. Home course. Played good enough. Didn't get out of the match play, though. Sergio's home course. Mm-hmm. And he's playing okay. And he's an iron guy. He's a hit the green guy. So, all right. Guys to look for this week, I'll just do basic. We talked about it. Chris Kirk, I think this shapes up nice. He's been in form. You know, he plays well this weekend. If he doesn't win, gives him a shot next week. Mm-hmm. Right? Adam Hadwin is like kind of on fire right now for him. Playing well. He's a fairway finder guy, not a fairway distance guy. That lines up. The Seagull, Charlie Hoffman. I mean, I'm gonna gamble on him, even though he's not playing well. This is just a place where he usually gets up for it.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a little before the show, but like, was he playing well up to this tournament every year? All 8 years where he came in the top 5? So
no.
Sometimes some things make sense.
And I know Andrew Landry won in 2018, but he's also been in the second, third to last pairing at a couple of these golf tournaments in the last few months.
I thought this was a mistake. Andrew Landry is 400-1.
That can't be right.
Unless there's another Andrew Landry playing in this tournament.
I mean, he's not playing terrible golf. Like, if you look at, where even is he on these on the list here? Is he way down the bottom of Rick Rungood right now?
Yeah.
Dude, what? Hold on.
Shout out Rick.
Oh, I love Rick. We'll get him on. Yeah, I'm still going. Where is he? And
6,200 on DraftKings.
62.
He won this tournament 3 years ago.
Literally won this tournament, but then missed cuts twice, and he hasn't made a cut in a couple weeks.
400-1 for a past winner is fucking bonkers, unless they're like 60 years old now.
That's true. Dick Bland. And then, it's basically it. It's Sergio. I know Spieth needs to play well because did not play well in the match play. Somehow beat Keegan Bradley. Like, the two of them were scrambling for bogey to win holes.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
Sloppy.
But then somehow, like, Jordan's the third favorite at Augusta, and he's not in form. Third favorite.
That driver, man.
I don't know. What about you?
This will be a weird week for me. I won't be too involved. I like Tony Finau in the spot, actually. Mainly, I don't know if I'll pick him to win, but his odds are getting pretty ridiculous. I think he's sitting at like 40, 45-1, depending on your book. Mm-hmm. He's second in approach shots from 75 to 100 yards. So if you talk about the importance of scoring on par fives, where these guys are not going to necessarily reach the green. I think that's telling. He put up a decent fight in the match play. He gained off the tee. His driver was acting up for a while now, but we've seen it pop into green figures for a few weeks.
Yeah.
His around the green has been Tim Dutcher-esque. So just horrible.
No, you're okay.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little credit.
Yeah.
We're not pros.
No, it's true. It actually might be the best part of my game, which actually probably speaks volumes about how bad I am.
No, I mean when we played in Scottsdale,
Yeah.
you were hitting legitimately
I'm starting to figure it out.
290 to 300 yard drives.
I'm starting to figure it out. Distance is never the issue.
Yeah, but when you're setting up there every hole,
I know.
like,
Yeah. This is my year though to make the I have
make the jump.
this is the jump year. I'm no longer a beginner at this. I have to.
I mean, yeah,
And I'm also very competitive.
that's a good thing.
So I'll flip out if I'm good. So I like Tony. I like Chris Kirk a lot, kind of like what I alluded to. I think if you look at what we talked about, you need to do good here. Chris Kirk's done all of that for 2 months now, and the sand safe stuff is traditionally like his forte. So I think Chris Kirk's a good pick around here. I think Corey is interesting. I didn't expect him to play in this tournament, and I think the reason he's playing is because he thinks he can win it.
I think so too.
His game is back to where it was last year in the heat of the season. So I think he's here to win. So I like Corey Connors. I like Matt McNeely. I like Matt McNeely every week.
Checks out.
The win's he's gonna get that win. This seems like a good week to do it in a weaker field, especially coming off some great play last week. A couple of absolute moonshots that I've liked so far from what I've seen is Dylan Wu.
Justin's
he's a
guy
who has really good wedges. He was a former standout on the Corn Ferry Tour. We're just getting to know Dylan. Ben Coles, I've never heard of him, but he is a guy who looks to set up well on these par fives.
Oh,
because
all
his
right.
short wedges are the best in the field.
No
If you
way.
just rate it by approach shots, 50 to 125 yards. Ben Coles is numero uno.
That's awesome.
And he's not a great off the tee guy. So is that because he doesn't hit fairways? Hopefully. And then this gives him a little wiggle room. And maybe Ben Coles.
But see, that's a good little advice, those of you at home. Hey, you're looking to make your DraftKings lineup and you got 6,000 left.
Ben Coles.
Yeah. These are the things.
That's who I like so far. I'm sure I'll have more names as we get closer. But again, to be honest with you, my card right now for the Masters is already bigger than what my card will be this week for the Valero Texas Open.
All right. Love that.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to move into Survivor and Jacket. Last week we didn't do Survivor. Obviously, tough week, Del Tech.
Yep.
Expected, though. Not a lot of, golf gambling world didn't really do much. But this week we're back. Survivor pick. I'm going Abe Answer. Not because he needs to win. I just think he's not a long ball hitter. He's a fairway guy. I don't know. I think this sets up okay.
Played
and
well last week, too.
And he's been playing in the Texas wind his entire career. So I'm going Abe Answer Survivor, and I can't decide if I want to do a Charlie Hoffman top 40 or top 20 for the Jacket, because the 20 will be better for my wallet, but the 40 seems like...
Do you know what his odds are for 40? I have no idea.
I don't. I'll look it up as you go.
So I'm going to take Chris Kirk in Survivor. I'm shocked I haven't taken him yet. I feel like I talk about him every other week. And I'm going to take Keegan Bradley, who's been getting a lot of heat for his aim point putting displays.
Interesting.
I think someone clocked him at 45 seconds. Tough look. But also, Cam Smith uses aim point, a shorter version of it. He puts in 2 seconds, and he's the best putter on the tour.
Yeah.
Aim point controversy is a whole nother topic we can talk about, but
He's
I
not-
like Keegan.
He's not Billy Horschel lining up.
Billy, man, that is all mental, my friend. That setup is all mental, right? How does that help?
I don't know. And he does it in the fairway, and he does it on the green.
I don't understand that.
And you
at
can
all,
see
man.
him rehearsing before, like I would if I've just missed 5 fairways at South Shore. I'm going, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Come underneath. And he does that on every shot.
Billy gets some flack. He is outspoken to some fans at courses more often than not. He had a nice little soundbite from last week.
Did you hear Justin Thomas's soundbite from this week?
Yeah.
He was next to the gallery on like chipping in, like not a far off shot. Just when you have the grandstand like right around the green, if you miss the green, you're like right next to the people.
Right.
Some guy goes, "Oh, a little bump. Oh, you're gonna play a little bump and."
He goes, "You have to play a bump."
Oh yeah,
and
you
run."
have to play a bump and run. And he looks at him and goes, "You have to shut the fuck up."
Good for it, dude. Fuck that guy. You telling Justin Thomas the shot he needs to play is the 7th best golf in the world,
Dude, I used to be team like early golf fan days. This is like 3 or 4 years ago. I used to think that Justin Thomas was a pickle for that sort of stuff. Now I love it.
I like JT.
Me too, but I used to.
There's one course on the PGA Tour where you can talk like that. It's TBC Scottsdale, and everyone knows where they're getting into.
Yeah, but not at fucking Deltec match play.
Yeah, just like relaxed.
How about you shut the fuck up? That was so good.
3 rosés and he's acting up. Calm down,
And the best one, and he looks at him and goes, "Are you done?" Yeah.
dude. If you're there's hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line.
We talked about this on the waste management recap, Justin, when we were with Nick,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we said, "Hey, it's all fun and games until that guy's about to hit his shot. You shut up."
Yeah, take it a little too far.
Yeah.
Across the line. Yeah.
It's funny. We can all laugh about it when he just gets there and he's laughing and we're having a good time.
It's so much because I don't think you can. It's not apples and oranges comparing this to like another sport.
No, it's-
like if you're yelling during a free throw, like that's the environment. You're in a stadium. That's what basketball is. Golf is. I don't know. I think it's another animal. Maybe I'm a weenie for like.
There was
sticking
another
up for JT.
No. I'm with you. Yeah. And the crowd thing this week too. Did you see? Who was it? Webb Simpson. He's on a tee box, literally like about to hit his drive. Like he'd already done his routine, which is not long. He plays quick. I like Webb. A guy's Siri thing goes off, like the doo-doo, like when you're like about to contact Siri, and he backs off and he's like, "Come on." I get it, like
That's brutal.
yeah, like that's brutal, but they're so sensitive to sound when they're approaching, because they're thinking so many things, and one little noise is like, now I'm thinking about the noise, and I'm not thinking about what I'm supposed to do. Call me a loser for like defending the guy for backing off because he hears a fucking phone noise, but if we're playing, and we're playing a match, and it's 17th hole, and I got to hit a thing, and you're talking while I'm hitting,
Oh, I'd flip out.
I'm pissed, yeah.
I'd flip out.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Especially if there's money involved. If we're playing for lunch, whatever. But if we're like, hey, we're gonna do a $50 front back, yeah.
It's not even that. It's just like we're being competitive.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk when your backswing.
Exactly. And Justin, who are you going with for Survivor this week?
I am going with Siwoo Kim.
Siwoo Tim, as many
Siwoo Tim.
have called him in the past.
Well, we're over that stage, I think.
Well, we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Siwoo Kim breaking his fucking putter at the Masters.
Speaking of which, I have not. I still don't have a 7-iron. So
This
I
is-
called. Well, I called
Okay.
the place and I was like, "Hey, I need like a new club. Mine broke. So can I just like place the order with you guys?" They're like, "That's not how it works. You have to come back here and we'll
Refit
fix
you?
it for you.
Oh.
Or probably give me a new shaft." There's no way. It's clearly I snapped it over my leg.
Well, no, let's play this up.
I won't get a warranty for it. I was hoping that I'd get.
They're going to be like, oh, yeah, same specs, we'll order you a 7.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Why don't you just ask them if you can do that? Or did they shut that down?
Literally, the guy was like, cut me off mid sentence. He's like, "You have to come in, bring the club."
Where'd you get fitted?
Actually, I liked the fitting. It was at Joe and Lee's in Easton.
Oh, yeah. Good
I
golf
thought
shop.
they were great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the experience, but
So maybe
don't
we
wanna
need
bring
to
that
think
in.
of something for Tim here. Bring the club and you say, I was close to a tree and I followed through.
there is like, but
Hold
there's
on,
just
is-
there's like no if it's literally the middle of the club.
I know, hey, the middle of the club could snap if you follow through and hit
tree?
in like you know what I'm talking about? It bends around. We got to come up with a story. You can't tell the guy I snapped over my leg.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm gonna have to pay for it. I was thinking maybe I'll get like it's covered in warranty, which is kind of rude of me, anyways. I mean, snapped over my leg, just pay for the club.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
What's another
frustrating
7-iron
game.
though?
Huh?
What's another 7-iron? 150?
Yeah, I'm cool with the price. It's more of walking.
need
in there
that club,
like this, like, hey,
If we're gonna win these tournaments we're playing in the summer, you're gonna need a 7-iron.
I don't know. That knockdown 6 is like so fuck because I do it. I probably need a 7-iron on like 5 of the holes it's so short too.
Yeah.
The way it's set up, like
Yeah.
I'm constantly using the wrong club.
100
8, I should be using 7-iron every single time I step up to this.
What's your 7? 180? 185? Longer?
Like 180.
Yeah, that's what mine is. You need that distance, dude.
Right.
That's awesome.
I can't wait for people to be like, "Tim, you don't hit it that far."
That's
I
my-
can't go on golf TikTok.
No,
because
people.
that's all it is.
Even just like around town, I'll be like, well, that's like it's like a 7 for me. Or I was playing the other day, and the kid I was playing with takes out a 5-iron when he needed like 210. I was like, that's pretty impressive. He hit a 210. He's like, yeah, big dude. I hit I'm like, that's great. Mine goes like 195 to 200. Like, that's great. You hit it farther. That's cool. And that's how it should be. You hit yours at a certain distance. I hit mine at a certain distance.
I would gladly sacrifice how far I hit the ball to be more consistent.
By the way, yeah, let's put this out there. Since I started playing, serious golf in the last 4 years, maybe I was hitting my clubs way longer than I do today.
Yeah.
My old, Nike Vaporfly that I was using that I got in legit like high school. I don't even know when those were a thing. I was hitting that 5-iron like 210.
Really?
On the screws, bro. That 4-iron, I could roast. Nowadays, I'm like, I don't even want to take my 4-iron out, and I know my 5 is like 195, 200. I've lost like 10 yards a club, but I know I can hit it at that 10 less. That's what people don't get that are new to the game. I'm like, the distance thing doesn't matter. You got to know you can hit a number.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's my average golfer rant for the week. Know your numbers, folks. All right. I don't know if I have anything else. This week's going to be wonky. I'll say it. The cards, I'm going to go very minimalist and just hit, I want to hit the 5 to 8 bets I like.
Yeah.
And we're going to roll this into the Masters, which we're going to be doing some stuff here in the studio. I made sure I got the work off for it. I'm excited, dude. It's golf season around here. We're going to be playing a lot. We're putting on a tournament. If you want in, let us know. We'll have more details soon, I hope.
Yeah, we should have it all confirmed this week.
Yeah, that'll be good. And Justin, anything else? Excited about Hedge Better, dude.
No, yeah, very excited.
Those guys seem like they
is
know
what
what they're
it's all
doing.
about.
This is
what it's all about. This is
gonna
why
be
we're here,
huge.
boys.
Yeah,
That's right.
We say this it's presented by Hedge Better because you're going to want to know that name.
That's right. We're coming. We're sneaking up.
Especially because another certain sports book around here not doing so hot, as we've discussed.
Yes.
So I'd say the door's open.
The door is open, and we are coming and knocking. Get ready.
That's right. That's about all I got. Anything?
No, just, we're going to keep the units light this week. Let's not forget, I'm almost out. Shout out Mark Few and Gonzaga for just like the 1,000,000th year in a row where they just can't win a national championship.
And somehow Drew Timme was playing for the 8th year in a row.
Pick them all year. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. He's like those guys on Duke. The Plumleys were playing for 8 years.
Dude, who's the guy on Kansas?
That was always.
I think we literally brought this
Did we
up
say
on
this
an episode
before?
last year.
Oh.
The white kid?
No.
No, it was someone on Kansas legit played for all
literally,
5
if you
years,
Google
didn't he?
Kansas
Oh,
player,
I know who you talk. I know exactly.
Kansas
who
player
you're talking
played
about.
forever. It comes right up.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Perry Ellis.
Perry Ellis. There we go.
that's
Perry Ellis
Perry Ellis
was
dude.
35 years old playing center for the Jayhawks. It was fucking crazy.
Legit had a family
It's
of
on every
4
team.
behind the bench in college. Guy was planning his retirement.
I mean, he played against Jordan at UNC. It was insane.
we should make like a golf award for a guy that just plays so much. Like that might be
Sung J M played every tournament for like a year and Sung J M probably wore himself out of golf.
the Perry. We should give away a Perry Ellis
Perry
award
Ellis
every year.
Award. We should do an award. The Perry Ellis Award.
Played all year, didn't do that great, but you played every single event.
Jimmer Fredette Award.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any guys in this field that I see every single week. I don't even know.
It's got Cameron Tringali plays every
The
week.
Lanto Griffin Award. The Cam Tringali Award would be probably.
Troy Merritt, I feel like, has played every tournament this year.
Troy Merritt has the worst style
Russell
on the
Knox.
PGA Tour.
We did talk about that.
Dude, get better clothes. I don't even know.
I mean, I don't know if he has his choice of sponsors.
True. All right, well, that'll probably do it for me, guys. Episode 34. Episode 35 is going to be our Masters big one. Get excited. I am excited for Hello, Friends. This is Jim Nance.
It's gonna be fucking awful when Jim Nance retires.
I love that guy. All right.
All right.
Episode 35, folks.
Bye.
Love you.